All right, so thank you for tuning in to Chomp at the Bit. I'm Kyle Edwards, of course. And this episode, I want to talk about Celtics Bucks Game 3. Talk about everything that happened, give you my thoughts about, what to look forward to in terms of Game 4, what adjustments the Celtics probably need to make in order to, ensure that they win Game 4, because now being down 2-1, they definitely don't want to go down 3-1 heading back to Boston. And, of course, have to talk about the controversial calls or no calls that happened in the game and give you my thoughts on those as well. And, yeah, just, kind of let you know what was on my mind as I was watching the game. And hopefully you enjoy the episode. And if you're new here, appreciate you stopping by. Of course, after this episode, go back, check out some of the previous ones so you kind of know what I'm all about. And with it being Mother's Day weekend, just want to say happy Mother's Day. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed yourselves. So let's go ahead. Let's get into this episode. And all right, so with that, Celtics Bucks. If you watched the game, it was another great game in the series, and it ended up being 103-101. Yeah, so Milwaukee wins a close one. For the Bucks, they were happy to see Giannis get 42 points. So he had a great game. And they got 25 from Drew Holiday. They'll take that any day. After that, production's a little slim. Grayson Allen gave them nothing. Wesley Matthews gave them nothing. He usually does that. It's crazy to me because he's seen as like a 3-and-D guy, but I swear he only makes 1-3 a game. So he gave you that. He played pretty good defense on Jason Tatum, who had a tough game. Although I think a lot of that was just Tatum just missed shots. They got 13 from Brook Lopez, Connaughton 11, Portis 9. So for me, the way the Celtics played earlier in this season, which was frustrating to watch, Giannis 42, Drew Holiday 25, with Tatum struggling, would have led to a blowout. The Celtics fought back because they at one point got down double digits in this game, but Jaylen Brown really took over, picked up the slack that they weren't, picked up the slack in production that they were missing from Jason Tatum having such a bad game. And he poured in 27 points. He had 11 free throws, which shows you that Jaylen Brown was real aggressive in this game. So that's something that's you can take away from this game, and hopefully you see that in the rest of this series of Jaylen Brown. Maybe not 11 free throws a game, but can he give you 8? I think he can do that. And if he does that, that lets you know that the Celtics are playing aggressive style of basketball. Yes, like I said, Tatum, 10 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. He had, I think, 4 blocks. But it was just a lot to overcome there. Horford gave you another great game, 22 and 16. I mean, there's got to be something to be said for Al Horford, who's 30? Is he like 37 right now? And he's playing. I mean, this is like early Hawks Horford right now. And it just seems like something with this team, and maybe Udoka's giving him this extra energy that he is playing really well, and that's with playing defense on Giannis. He and Grant Williams are the primary defenders. Milwaukee did do a little bit of on-ball screens with like Grayson Allen and some of the wing players to get somebody else onto Giannis. But it was still a great showing from them. Like I said, Jaylen Brown gave 27. Derek White had a good game. We know that he struggled mightily so far in this series. He gave you 14 points. I would like to see him get some assists, but like I said, it was a tough shooting night for a lot of players. Tatum struggled shooting. Marcus Smart struggled from the field. Grant Williams struggled from the field. So there were opportunities there for White to get assists. It's just that in order to get one, players got knocked down the shot. We saw Daniel Tice get a couple of minutes in this game. Want to see if we see more of him in the coming games, or was this kind of a thing where, just throw him out there just to see and kind of go back to the normal rotation. But it's like I said, the game, 2-point game, great game. There were a few controversies in the game, so once again, the officials made their way into the storyline. For me, it was, and I went back and forth with a couple people on Twitter with this. I'm okay with the officials letting it be physical. That's what I want to see. I don't like ticky-tack touch fouls, flopping around. I don't like any of that. Let the teams play aggressive, but of course you don't let it get too far, like Dylan Brooks on Gary Payton. You don't allow stuff like that, but banging down low, hand checking, all that kind of stuff, let it happen. It creates a better product for me. But there were some instances like was it Rob Williams, I think, was going up for a rebound in the fourth, and Bobby Portis climbed over his back and elbowed him in the head. No call. Then it was a couple possessions later, I think Grant Williams was called for an over the back foul with minimal contact. It was just stuff like that that doesn't make any sense to me. Now I understand that with Giannis, he is tough to officiate because as physical as he is offensively going to the hoop, the Celtics have been just as physical with him defensively. So for the officials, they're not going to call every little bump there, because at that point, you'd foul out the whole Celtics team at that point. But I think the egregious stuff, like the one play where Grant Williams was bodying Giannis up and Giannis put 3 straight elbows into his chest, you gotta call that. And Ime addressed that after the game, where he said, I guess he's going to have to teach his players to flop more or flop better. And no, I think he said teach them to flop, because give Grant Williams credit. He took he ate those 3 elbows, stood his ground, and of course Giannis got a basket out of it. But plays like that, you should reward Grant Williams for being strong defensively. Not, completely not acknowledge the 3 elbows because he didn't throw himself down. Doesn't make sense to me. There's a couple other plays where Giannis seemed to run through the Celtics defender's chest on his way to the hoop, and they didn't call it. I think Giannis had 4 fouls, but he could have easily fouled out of this game. Let's be honest. But like I said, I'm okay with them letting some of the physicality down low go. That's what I want. But it can't be blatant stuff, like I said, with the elbows. So that's one thing. Second thing, the very end of the game, that play with Marcus Smart where he took the inbounds pass, dribbled to his right, was going up for a shot clearly, but Drew Holiday was there and hit him across the arm. But they called Marcus Smart for the rip through foul, so it was just 2 shots instead of getting 3 shots for shooting the 3. That made no sense to me, because Marcus Smart was clearly taking a jump shot. Not like it wasn't his normal shooting motion, so I didn't understand that. So Celtics fans were upset by that. the bench went nuts. Which, I mean, like I said, makes sense because they were down 3. So if they got the foul call on the 3, Marcus Smart would have 3 free throws to tie the game. But because of that, he made the first one, missed the second one. Crazy enough, Marcus Smart actually got his own rebound because he threw it off the backboard. It hit the front rim. You'll see a lot of players try to do that at the end of the games, and they'll either make the free throw, bank in the free throw, or they miss the rim and just hit the backboard and it's a violation. Marcus Smart did it perfectly. So he gets his rebound. Another thing that they miss, Smart gets his rebound, is going up. Portis grabbed his shoulder, but I was okay. I'm fine letting that go. Smart misses a shot. Rob Williams comes crashing in, gets a tip. He misses. Horford on the other side tips it up, goes off glass, rims out, and then he tips it back in, but it was just after the buzzer, so they lose by 2. So naturally, after the game, a lot of Celtics fans were upset with the calls, no calls, and all that. Where I am still optimistic in this series and my pick of Celtics in 6, although now that means they're going to have to win 3 straight, which might be asking a lot against Milwaukee. But I'm not banking on Tatum having another bad game. I think Jaylen Brown can duplicate his Game 3 performance because this has kind of been the way Brown has been playing lately, where he's getting to the rim, and I think because of that, he should be able to get to the free throw line. I expect Grant Williams to shoot better from 3 in Game 4, but it's going to be an interesting Game 4 on Monday night, and with the Celtics being down 2-1, it's going to be a pivotal game, of course. So I'm banking on Ime making adjustments because he's shown through his first season with the Celtics that he has the ability to do that and do that really well. In terms of adjustments, not really sure there's a lot there because defensively they're going to have the same game plan. They're just going to hope that the officials call it fairly, or at least call the excessive stuff on Giannis. And I also think, we'll have to see come Game 4, but will he maybe put the ball in Smart's hands more for Game 4? Because I think Game 3, because Tatum was struggling so much, they started having Tatum bring the ball up, hopefully to, maybe get a screen, get a favorable matchup, and then knock down a shot, which would then help him knock down another one, and then another one. And it just didn't happen. He took some open, deep 2s. He took some open 3s that he would normally make. He just missed them, and that kind of lets you know how his day was going. So yeah, I'd like to see them let Smart run the point, get their normal action, and hopefully Tatum just has a better shooting game. Defensively, if you duplicate, making it tough on Giannis as they've done the first 3 games, because he had to take 30 shots to get the 42 points, you let him do his thing. Now, Holiday, you want to bring him down from 25 to maybe 20. Grayson Allen probably won't go scoreless in Game 4. That's probably a given. But like I said, defensively, I liked what they did. Giannis got his, Holiday got his, but everybody else was kind of marginalized. So I fully think if the Celtics duplicate what they did in Game 3, they win Game 4. And if they can head back to Boston 2-2, they win Game 5. They would go into Game 6 in Milwaukee with a lot of confidence to close out this series. So that's my best bet to get my prediction. But I mean, it's just been so fun to watch these two teams. I really wish this would have been the Eastern Conference Finals, but didn't work out that way. We're getting in the second round. I can live with that. And especially that service from the game that I need to talk about. Sorry. But I think that's it. Stats real quick. Celtics shots 37%. Bucks shot 40%. Struggle for both teams. I mean, 3-point land, it was rough. Both teams shot like 26%. Not good. Free throw line, they both shot 83%. That's good. Let's see. What else was a big standout? Turnovers 12-10. That's pretty low for as physical as this game was. 12-10. That's really good. So, my hope for Game 4: officials stay out of the way. Be consistent. That's all I need. If they show from the jump, they're calling it tight. The players can adjust. If they show they're gonna let everything go, we'll let a lot go. The players will keep playing the way that they have for the first 3 games. But this switching it up from letting stuff go to calling ticky-tack to letting stuff go, calling ticky-tack, it's annoying, it's frustrating, and I don't get it. So we'll have to see who the crew will be for Game 4. Just fingers crossed it's not an issue. But hey, you guys let me know. Who do you think will take Game 4? Like I said, I think the Celtics will win. And that's only because when they were down like 15 in Game 3, if they had lost by like 15-20, I wouldn't have had a lot of faith in them winning a Game 4. But them fighting back, scratching and clawing their way to actually having a chance to tie the game, final possession, gives me confidence that in Game 4 they can right their wrongs, win that, and then head back home tied 2-2. So that's what I think they'll do. Of course, after Game 4, I think at this point, after each game, I'll probably do a little recap. Because early in the series, I kind of let 1 and 2 play, did a reaction. Then I let 3 and 4 play, reaction. But now, after every game, I will do an episode for you guys. Give you my thoughts on everything. But like I said, let me know who you think wins Game 4. And I guess let me know who you think will win the series after seeing the first 3 games. And if your opinion changed, let me know that as well. And you already know what to do. You can hit like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And let's see here. And yeah. Also follow me over on TikTok. I'm not TikTok. Wow, I can't believe I just said that. Follow me over on Twitter at Chompin' Podcast. You can interact with me there. During the games, I will tweet a little bit. If not, I'll definitely do it after the game. Because like Game 3, it was kind of one of those where I didn't tweet a lot because I was so in tune with the game. But after it, I did talk a little bit. So go there and yeah. So like, subscribe, follow wherever you listen to this podcast. And hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, I appreciate it. If you didn't, you can leave a review and all that. Let me know what you didn't like about it. And I'll definitely make the necessary changes. But as I say at the end of every episode, hope you enjoy yourself. Be safe out there. God bless. Catch you next episode. All right, I'm out. Have a good one.